friends and students. In last videos, I explained what is variable, identifier, constants, the same way how to write programs effectively and efficiently. In today's video, I am going to explain input and output statements in C language. The concept is input. Actually, input is simply you can write I slash p and output O slash p. If you want to write computer as you can write, but in shortcut we will write I slash p input and O slash p output statements in C language. In previous class we explained output statement. Output statement. In previous video I explained output statements are used to print results. Output statements are used to print results. We can use printf to print result. We can use putchar. We can use puts or puts. Printf is used to print. Where it will print? It will print on screen, monitor. Screen and monitor both are same. Okay. Printf will print on computer screen. Screen is what device? Output device. And some of them will call it as, in general, will call it as screen, but it is not screen, monitor. Monitor is what device? Output device. It is used to display results only. Printf will print results on output device, that means screen, monitor. Hence, printf is referred as output statements. These are used to interact with the output devices. Okay, it will print results on computer screen, that is monitor. So we are having printf. Then why we have to go to putchar? Why we have to use puts? Printf is used to print any number of values. Any number of values and any type of values. It means it can print integer value, float value, character value, string value also. That means any type. It may be int, it may be float, it may be char, it may be string. Okay, it can print any type of values. Type means it may be integer, it may be float, it may be char, it may be string. It will print any type of values. Any number, I can print 10 integers, 10 float, 10 characters. 1 int, 1 float, 1 char. Okay, that means it is used to print any number of values and any type of values. That is the purpose of printf. Next one is putchar. It is used to putchar. Here there is a word called char. Okay, see, please go to the terminology. Identify that word. Here we are having word char. Means it can print only character. How many characters? Single character. It is used to print single character. Character means not behavior, alphabet. Okay. In our programming terminology, character. Okay. Normally, what is your character means? Talk about behavior. It is not that character. Alphabet. It is used to display single alphabet. Puts. Here you are finding S. It is used to display single string on computer screen, on monitor. Puts can print a single string on monitor. Putchar will print a single character on monitor. Printf will print any number of values and any type of values. Sir, I will print only one integer. It is up to you. But you can print 3 integer values also, 4 integer values also. I will print 1 int, 1 float and 1 char. That's why it can print any number of values and any type of values. All these are used to display results on monitor. Hence, these are referred as output statement. Okay. Printf, putchar, puts. All these are referred as output statements. Now we are going to work with input statements. We are going to discuss input statements. Coming to input statements, what is the meaning of input? Giving data to the computer is referred as input. Giving data to the computer, supplying data to the computer. To supply data from the computer, we will use either keyboard or mouse. Okay, keyboard, mouse are what devices? Input devices. Okay, by using input devices, if you want to supply data to the program, we are going to use the following functions. They are scanf, getChar, getS. Okay, I already explained output statement printf. Okay, I explained putChar output statement, puts. These are outputs. Corresponding to output, we are having what? Input, scanf. What is the purpose of printf? Can print any type of values and any number of values. Come here, scan. Okay, scanning means reading. We will go to hospital, doctor will scan our body. Okay, what is the problem in our body? Scanning means that machine will read our complete body. The same way, here scanning means read data. What is the purpose of scanf? Scanf can read any type of values and any number of values. It can read integer value, it can read float value. Float value means value with decimal points, 3.5, 4.5. It can read character value, it can read string value. It can read any number of values. I can read 3 values, 4 values, 5 values, 6 values also. And I can read int value, float value, char value or string value. String means collection of characters. You will get wondered, sir, we know about integer, float, character. We don't know about string. What is string means? Collection of characters is called string. Character means alphabets. Sai, collection of alphabets. Okay, Charan, collection of alphabets. Jyoti, collection of alphabets. Okay, all these are, your name is example of string. Okay, so scanf can read integer values like 10, 20, 30. It can read real values like 3.5, 4.5. It can read, enter your gender. Male means M, female means F. Are you sure you want to continue? Y means yes, N means no. Here this data is integer data. This data is float values. These are characters. These are what? Strings. By using scanf, I can read integers, real values, character values or string values. Okay, that's why scanf is used to read any number of values and any type of values. Okay, that is about scanf. Okay, next getChar. Again, observe this word. Here you are finding a word char. Meaning of getChar is it will read single character. GetS. Here again you are finding yes. GetS. It will read a single string from the keyboard. We don't supply data using mouse. Okay, mouse is used actually to perform operation effectively. Okay, by using mouse, no need of writing any command. Like okay, right click, copy, paste like that. But when you are going to use okay keyboard, we have to write commands. Yes. See, scan. These are input statements. All these scanf, getChar, getS is used to supply data to the computer. Whatever data we are supplying to the computer is referred as providing input. Technically, it is called as input. Okay, where we are displaying result. Okay, our result is referred as output. Output is referred as result is referred as output. Okay, so these are output statements. These are input statements. Most of the students will get confused. Sir, while referring some textbooks, in some textbooks, I think they are talking about formatted IO. what is the difference between formatted IO and unformatted IO? Listen, I think in my previous video I clearly explained, when you are going to use printf to print result, suppose if you are going to use printf, in printf double quotes if you will write anything straight away that will be printed on computer screen. If you write unparliamentary language also, printf, Hyra, Halora, that means waste fellow, like that. Print the same, if you write, that means good morning, welcome, like that. If you give in double quotes, the same thing will be printed on computer screen. But when you are going to print integer values, suppose I have to take, that means I am taking a value 10, B value 3.5, gender value. Gender means it will accept either male or female. Male means M. See, when you are going to work with character, that character should be given in single quotes. This is character value. String means collection of characters. We have to write it double quotes. We will discuss in further videos, but listen. Okay, first please concentrate here. Here I am taking a value. Like your mathematics, simply you can write like that. But in program we should not write like that. A is, we are using one value 10. What is the name of that value? A. A has to accept what type values? Integer values. So we have to write into A. Next we are taking B. B is going to accept what type values? Value with the decimal points. 3.5. Actually, we have to use semicolon. This is program statements. At the end of every statement, we have to write semicolon. B equal 3.5. Under B, I am storing values. Value with the decimal points. Is referred as what? Real values. To work with real values, we have to use float. The same way, I am using gender. Gender is accepting what type of values? Single alphabet. See, single character. To work with char, we have to use char. To work with integer, we can use int. To work with real values, we can use float. To work with what? Char, we can use char. Not only integer. To work with integer, we can use short, long also. To work with real values, I can use float or double is there. To work with char, char only. Sir, why I have to use short, int, long? Why, in which case I have to use float? In which case I have to use double? When I have to use char, I will tell you. It is clear to all of you. For example, if I have to work with integer value, that value should be assigned a name, that is A. To refer this value, I am using the name A. A has to accept what values? Integer values. Then use int keyword. That means A will accept only integer value. If you try to provide 10.3, it will not accept. It will take only 10 only, because A is what? Integer. Next, B equal to 3.5. B, to identify this 3.5 value, we are assigning a name B. Okay, but we have to tell to computer. Okay, B has to accept what type of values? Float values. Then it should be declared using float. Next, I am using gender. Gender has to accept what type of values? It has to accept either male or female. It is referred as char. This int, float, char are referred as data types in our C language. Data types in our C language. Okay? Why? What is the purpose of data type? Why we have to use data type? Data types are used to specify type of data used in the program. If we are going to use integer values, specify it using int keyword. You are going to use real values, specify it using float keyword. If you are going to use alphabets, specify it using char keyword. In coming video, again I will do a separate video on the data types. Until then, wait. But this int, float, char is referred as data types. The purpose of data types are, they are used to specify the type of data used in the program. Now, I have to print integer value. We have to print float value. We have to print char value. To print integer value, actually, I have integer data, float data, character data. That means different types of data, and how many values are there? 3 values are there. To print these values, when you are going to use printf, use printf. This is printf. Now, printf just now explained. Printf is used to print any number of values and any type of values. First, A is what type? Integer type. To print integer, use %d. B is what type? Float type. To print float value, use %f. Gender is what type? Char type. Use %c. Okay. I want to print integer value, float value, character value. To print integer value, we have to use %d. To print float value, use %f. To print character value, use %c. How many values I am printing? 3 values. What type value? One is integer, other one is float, other one is char. So, printf is used to print any number of values and any type of values, comma. Printf print % integer. Where is that integer? Under the name a, comma a. Printf print %f. Print float. Where is it? It is under the name b, comma b. Printf print %c. Print character. It is under the name gender. A, comma b, comma gender. Like this you have to print. Okay. Printf double quotes. %d, %f, %c, double quotes end, comma, the integer is under the name a, float is under the name b, gender is, character is under the name gender. Okay, these are referred as format specifiers or control strings or conversion characters. Okay, when you are going to print values, if you are going to use control strings or conversion characters or format specified, those are referred as formatted IO. If you don't use this %d, %f, %c, okay, they are referred as format specifiers, control strings or conversion characters. When you are going to print values or when you are going to read the values, if you don't use them, then they are referred as unformatted IO. IO means input and output. Just now explained, input statements are used to accept data from the input devices. Output statements are used to display results on computer screen, output device. When you are going to work with input statements, if you are going to use format specifiers, then they are referred as formatted IO. If you don't use format specifiers or control strings or conversion characters, they are referred as unformatted IO. Sir, here first you are printing integer value, you are printing float value, you are printing character value. Sir, first I will print float value. You can, no need of writing the same manner. Sir, first I will print float value, that is b value. Okay, b is what value? Float value. Use %f. Next I will print char value. Okay, gender value. Gender is what type? Char type. To print char, use %c. Next I will print integer value. Use %d. Comma. Where is this float value? Under the name b, comma b. Next %c. Character. Where is it? Under the name gender. Next %integer. Where is it? Under the name a. You have to do like that. When you are going to use printf, we have to use this format specifiers or control strings or conversion character. Printf can print. Okay, by seeing this example, printf is printing 3 values, 3 different values. That's why I explained. It is easy to print any type of values or any number of values. Sir, now I will use putchar. What is the purpose of putchar? To display single character. Putchar of. Here A is character, no. B is character, no. Gender is what? Char. Simply you have to write putchar of gender. That's it. Now to print this character, am I using percentage C? No. Without using format specifier, I am printing the value. Hence, it will come under the category of unformatted. The same way, puts. Puts is used to display string. For example, that means I want to take my name, char, name. Actually, we have to take them like this. These are referred as strings. Actually, this concept is array concept, but for understanding, I am telling. In coming videos, I will explain arrays clearly. Okay. Okay, name. That means I want to take my name. My name is Vijay. See. Okay. That means here gender means single character. Here after name I am having these brackets. Means it has to accept more than one character. Collection of characters is nothing but what? String. I am taking Vijay. Now I have to print this string. How many strings I want to print? One string. Actually, puts and putchar will print only single character. In the same way, puts will print only one string. Puts of what is the string name? Name. That's it. When I am going to print the string, am I using percentile D, percentile F, percentile C? No. Actually, to print string, we have to use percentile S. When you are going to use printf, printf can print string also. Printf can string integer value, float value, character value, or string value also. If you are going to print string using printf, then we should use percentile S. Percentile D to print integer, percentile F to print float, percentile C to print char, percentile S to print string. Here, when I am going to use putchar, puts, did I use percentile D, percentile F, percentile C, percentile S? No. That's why they will, okay, puts and putchar will come under the category of unformatted. In the same way, when you are going to use input statements, scanf. In the same way, getS and getchar. When you are going to use scanf to read the values, scanf will take, again we have to use, to read integer value percentile D, to read float value percentile F, to read character value percentile C, to read string value percentile S. Okay, like printf, while printing values, how we have used percentile D, percentile F, percentile C. When you are going to use scanf, scanf can read any number of values and any type of values. To read integer percentile D, to read float percentile F, to read char percentile C, to read string percentile S we have to use. They are referred as again what? Format specifiers or control strings or conversion characters. Okay, all are okay. It is a percentile D, percentile F, percentile C is referred as format specifier, control strings, or it is also called as conversion characters. When you are going to use printf and scanf, when you are going to use input and output statement, okay, check whether we are using these format specifiers or not. If you are going to use format specifier, they will come under the category of formatted IO. If you don't use those format specifier, they will come under the category of unformatted IO. That is the difference between formatted IO and unformatted IO. These are the different input and output statements in our C language. Okay, again I am going to conclude this. Input and output statements are used that means to accept data, to display data. Okay, input and output statements are classified into two categories, formatted and unformatted IO. The example of formatted IO is printf and scanf. The example of unformatted IO is putchar, puts, getchar, getS. Printf can print any number of values and any type of values. Scanf can read any number of values and any type of values. Okay, they are going to use conversion characters, that is format specifiers. Hence, they are referred as formatted IO. This putchar will print single character, getchar will read single character, puts will display single string, getS will read single string. Here we don't use format specifiers. Hence they will come under the category of unformatted IO. Thank you. This is regarding IO statements in C language.